Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into a deeply emotional moment that left many in tears. In a heartfelt conversation, King Charles revealed a shocking truth about Prince Harry's real mother, leaving him unable to hold back his emotions. What exactly transpired during this special meeting? Stay tuned to uncover the secret behind Prince Harry's tears and the story that has never been told before. Have you ever heard any rumors about the British royal family? If so, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0. Enjoy the video to uncover this shocking secret, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to support the channel. A royal letter, once sealed in sorrow and buried in silence, has finally been revealed. It is the final message from King Charles to Prince Harry. An eerie phrase emerges from the letter: "I cannot tell you, not because I don't love you, but because the truth will break you." In this moment, Harry uncovers the truth about his biological mother. Historians are stunned, the palace is in turmoil, and Harry is forced to confront a truth he never wanted to know. This is not just a family secret. It is the crown's most carefully guarded lie. The words in the letter shattered everything. Hidden, forgotten, and sealed away for nearly 4 decades in the royal archives, it was finally revealed. And with it came not just a flood of questions, but a crack in the foundation of royal history. One single line sent shockwaves through the palace. "He will never be hers." Not truly, because from the very beginning, he was never hers. These words are cold, profound, and carry a direct, undeniable meaning. Historians quickly dated the letter to the mid-1980s, when Prince Harry was still a child, around 1985 or 1986. This was a time of political turmoil, with mounting public pressure and the gradual unraveling of Charles and Diana's marriage. The letter was addressed to a longtime friend of Charles, possibly a royal cleric or a spiritual advisor. Whoever this person was, it's clear that Charles trusted them enough to confide what he could never voice publicly. Now, as the palace refuses to comment, the mystery deepens. Why was the letter concealed for so long? Why was it made public at this very moment? And most importantly, who is Charles referring to when he makes that statement? If it's not Diana, everything could change. When the letter was revealed, all eyes were immediately drawn to this weighty remark. But to truly understand its meaning, we must ask, who is she, and what did Charles truly intend to convey? The phrase, "he will never be hers," may sound simple, but in the secretive world of the royal family, nothing is ever that straightforward. The question now haunting everyone is, who is Charles referring to, and why reveal this at such a moment of crisis? While some believe this refers to Diana, historians argue otherwise. They suggest that the language in the letter could point to something far more complex, perhaps a surrogate, a secret third party, or even a biological mother unknown to the public. This becomes even more suspicious when we consider the timing of the letter. It wasn't written in the 1990s, when the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage had erupted into the public eye, but rather during the quiet tension of the mid-1980s, before the public ever knew about their struggles. Did Charles truly think this way at that time? Who was the letter written to? A trusted advisor within the Church of England, or perhaps someone closer, like the successor to Lord Mountbatten? Some within the palace claim that this was not a slip of the tongue, but a deliberate and emotional decision. The words in the letter have caused historians to rethink the royal family's timeline. This has led them to wonder whether this is an early confession of something far larger than we ever imagined. Could this be the royal cover-up that has persisted for years? The theory that Harry may have been born via a surrogate, once dismissed and silenced for decades, has resurfaced. Ridiculed in the past, this idea now, with the revelation of the letter, no longer seems impossible. Could this be the truth the royal family has been trying to conceal all these years? The words in the letter have changed everything suddenly. What was once unthinkable now not only makes sense but also feels eerily fitting. In the early 1980s, Diana was hospitalized several times under vague circumstances, officially due to stress or private health issues. However, insiders now reveal there were discussions surrounding her fertility concerns. Quiet conversations between doctors, aides, and royal advisors took place. If Charles and Diana were as estranged at that time as many suggest, and a public heir was needed, could the crown have secretly arranged for a surrogate behind closed doors? The palace holds power and motive. All it requires is secrecy. Charles's words, not hers from the very beginning, take on a chilling new meaning. When considering a surrogate, Diana may have been asked to raise the child, playing the role of a mother without any biological connection. This could explain the letter and her long silence. Royal experts now suggest that this theory is no longer just speculation but could explain the emotional distance, and even the lifelong sense of disconnection that Harry has always felt. If this theory holds true, and Diana is not Harry's biological mother, what does this mean about the woman we thought we knew? Was she complicit in the secret, or was she the one protecting it? Her silence may not have been a coincidence. It could very well be the very essence of Princess Diana's quiet strength. Diana was known for her love, compassion, and devotion to her sons, but when it comes to Harry, that love now raises an emotional question. Was she his biological mother, or was she the protector he chose to have? Diana's love for Harry was real. That much is clear. A palace staff member recalled, "She protected Harry more than anyone I've ever seen, not just with motherly love, but as if she were shielding him from something we couldn't see. Perhaps she wasn't just protecting Harry from the press, but from the truth." If Diana knew the truth and took it to her grave, the past could be buried deeper than anyone ever imagined. But the timeline surrounding Harry's birth raises even more questions. Harry's birth in September 1984 led the public to believe that Diana and Charles were a young, smiling royal couple, fulfilling their duties. But behind the scenes, cracks were forming. Now, the timeline is being scrutinized more closely. Many royal watchers point to suspicious gaps in the public record. Early in 1984, Diana made a sudden hospital visit that went unreported, with no images and no public explanation. When asked, palace aides simply stated she was unwell, but never specified how. Then, there's the question of James Hewitt, long rumored to be Harry's father. Hewitt has always denied this, claiming he only met Diana after Harry was born. That may be true, and in fact, it could support a much deeper hidden story about Harry's origins. Not about the father, but the mother. Currently, many royal archives from the 1980s are under review, and there are quiet reports suggesting that some documents may have been replaced or altered around the time of Harry's birth. A former palace aide once said, "We always followed procedure unless told otherwise." It's possible that, in the past, the royal family requested the alteration of certain documents to conceal the truth, aiming to protect the family's reputation and avoid any questions about Harry's true origins. That protocol likely included covering up the truth about who truly carried Harry. As these documents are quietly reviewed, a new rumor resurfaces. Has Harry ever had a DNA test? Did he seek answers but never receive them? The next layer of this royal mystery could lie in something very small yet incredibly powerful. The rumor of a DNA test has circulated for years, with whispers from palace insiders and subtle hints in biographies. Some claim that Harry requested a test but never saw the results. Now, with the letter being revealed, these whispers are growing louder. Some say a private test was conducted in the early 2000s, quietly carried out at the Royal Labs. A former security staff member claims that a sealed envelope was sent to Clarence's house. No one knows what happened after that. Did Charles see the results? Did Harry ever see them? If the results were concealed, it raises a troubling possibility. Someone may have been trying to protect not only the monarchy but also Harry himself. Because if the truth is that Charles is the father but Diana is not the mother, the royal narrative would be shattered, and Harry's entire sense of identity would be forever altered. However, there is another possibility. Charles's letter may have never been meant to confirm anything, but rather to sow enough doubt to create an emotional distance, a quiet way of saying, "I know and I cannot change that." One historian remarked, "The letter feels like guilt turned to ink." If that is the truth, the dilemma surrounding the DNA may never be resolved, as the real damage is emotional. As whispers turn into questions and silence transforms into suspicion, one man remains at the center of the storm: King Charles. Because if this story is about Harry's identity, it is also about the secret of a father, and perhaps the hidden anguish he carries. The hidden pain of King Charles. Charles has always appeared calm and controlled, but beneath the rigid upper lip and royal tradition lies a man who bears a profound personal burden. The letter, now brought to light, is not just a historical footnote, but perhaps the rawest glimpse into the inner turmoil of Charles we've ever seen. He will never be hers. Not truly, because from the very beginning, he was never hers. Read that line not with doubt, but with sorrow. What if it isn't meant to be cruel, but is, in fact, a confession? If that's Charles trying to put into words what he struggled with for years, many close to the royal family have noted that the relationship between Charles and Harry has always been strained. Public events unfolded with formality, but the warmth was absent, and the colder tone became more noticeable as Harry grew older. Some attribute this to generational differences, but insiders see something else: emotional avoidance. A former palace aide reflected, "Charles seemed to never know how to emotionally connect with Harry, as if he wanted to, but didn't know whether he should." If Charles knew that Diana wasn't Harry's biological mother, that emotional wall might be his way of coping with the pain, distancing himself from something he couldn't bring himself to speak of. And now, as King Charles, he stands at the center of attention more than ever. But what if the crown isn't the heaviest burden on his shoulders? What if it's this secret, a silent pain that has lasted for decades? But Charles isn't the only one who feels the weight of this mystery. What do you think about this secret? Is King Charles hiding a painful truth about Harry? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know. If you were Charles, would you keep this secret or reveal the truth? Don't forget to hit like and share this video. From the very beginning, Harry showed signs that he knew something was different. Even before the memoir, before the headlines, before Meghan, there was a boy searching for something. Something that no one could name until now. The lifelong sense of difference Harry has felt. He called himself the Spare. But what if that title isn't just about royal rank, but about identity? From childhood to adulthood, Harry seems to have always lived in the shadow of something undefined. Now, the final pieces may be falling into place in the reserve. Harry has described feelings of isolation, of being lost even in his own home. Not just in the media, but at family dinners, during royal tours, and in private moments that should have been warm. A family friend once said, "He laughs the loudest, but also seems the loneliest. Teachers recall Harry asking questions that other children didn't. Not just about the world, but about himself. Where do I come from? Why do I feel so separate? At the time, it seemed like typical teenage anxiety. But now it feels more like a quiet call for truth. Then came Megan. She didn't just love Harry. She listened to him and encouraged him to confront the difficult questions he had always been asking. Megan is said to have told a close friend, now he wants answers deeper than just his lineage. Could this lifelong sense of difference stem from a biological issue? If Harry was raised by a mother who wasn't truly his, and has felt that something has been missing throughout his life, then the pain we see isn't rebellion, it's instinct. If Harry's instinct is guiding him toward the truth, then the silence from the palace becomes deafening. While Harry and Meghan search for answers, Buckingham Palace is doing the opposite, fumbling behind closed doors, consulting legal teams, and preparing to manage the fallout. What are they truly afraid of? The silence of the royal family, their fear. The letter has been revealed, the timeline is unraveling, and Harry's questions are louder than ever. But inside Buckingham, the palace remains in absolute silence. No statements, no explanations, just quiet corridors, tense meetings, and growing panic. Behind that silence, insiders say it's fear. Why? Because this isn't just about one letter. It's about what else could be out there. A royal source confirms that a private crisis management team has been reactivated, similar to the one used during Meghan and Harry's interview with Oprah. Their new task: to control leaks, manage the fallout, and uncover the original documents. Whispers now suggest that more letters may have been sent, to Diana, to William, or even to Harry himself. If just one more document surfaces, it could be a disaster, not only emotionally but legally, as questions about inheritance, titles, and royal succession laws could be raised. The legal team is reportedly examining the royal family's ability to conceal documents under the Official Secrets Act. British media are under pressure to avoid publishing any new information, but foreign media, independent investigators, and international tabloids are not bound by the same rules. Still, the truth is beginning to leak out. A royal aide recently said offhandedly, "They're not worried about the truth. They're worried about losing control of the truth. And that truth could be bigger, darker, and more damaging than anyone expected. Because this is no longer just about Harry. It's about the future of the monarchy itself, and that future may depend on one person standing between the past and the crown." Prince William has known the truth. He has kept it hidden all these years. But if he knows and remains silent, then it's no longer just a family secret. It's a betrayal that could tear them apart forever. The pressure of carrying this truth has weighed heavily on him. As the heir and the face of the modern monarchy, William was raised to lead. But after this letter, his silence is beginning to attract attention and suspicion. Because if this secret was known within the palace, William may have known for a long time. The relationship between William and Harry has always been complicated, distant, protective, yet guarded over the years. Harry has hinted that William always followed the script. But does that script include the secret behind Harry's birth? And if so, how long has William kept that secret? Sources close to the palace suggest that Charles may have confided in As William reached adulthood, especially during the time Harry began to rebel against royal duties, something shifted. An insider revealed that there were serious conversations between father and eldest son, and after those conversations, William changed. He became colder and more guarded. If William knew, why didn't he tell Harry? Was it loyalty to the monarchy, perhaps out of fear of the consequences? Or did he believe that protecting the crown was more important than protecting the truth about his brother? Now, with this letter being made public, William's silence could be seen as a betrayal, not only to Harry but also to their brotherly relationship. While William remains silent in London, a storm is brewing across the Atlantic, in Montecito, California. Harry and Meghan are facing this truth not with silence, but with action. Behind closed doors, Meghan is said to be urging Harry to uncover the entire truth, no matter the cost. The release of the letter not only shakes the palace but also rattles the Sussex family. According to sources close to them, Meghan was deeply shaken when she read it, not just because of what it suggests about Diana, but because it confirms many of Harry's suspicions from the very beginning. Meghan has stood by Harry through royal tensions, public scrutiny, and family rejection. But this is different. This is personal. Friends of the couple say that Meghan is now encouraging Harry to go further, consulting legal experts, reaching out to historians, and even pursuing a second memoir entirely focused on identity. An insider in California reveals that they are looking into private DNA experts. Meghan wants him to uncover the truth, not just for himself, but for their children. The possibility that Archie and Lilibet's bloodline may carry a mystery is not something they take lightly. The family they are building is rooted in truth, not royal illusions. And in true Meghan style, she may be preparing to help Harry tell the world, through a documentary, a podcast, or a new book. Perhaps the next chapter in Harry's story won't be about leaving the royal family, but about finally understanding where he truly comes from. As Harry delves into his past, one figure remains hauntingly silent: the late Queen Elizabeth II, the woman who reigned through wars, scandals, and abdications. Did she know the truth from the beginning? And if she did, was she protecting the monarchy or shielding Harry from something he still couldn't handle? What did Elizabeth know about the royal family's deepest secrets, the final gatekeeper of royal truths for over 70 years? She balanced duty with discretion, but when it comes to this letter and the hidden truth, her silence may be the most telling clue, revealing far more than those closest to her ever imagined. It is said that the Queen had access to all confidential records, including medical records, letters, and correspondence related to all royal births. This means she may have read the letter from Charles and possibly others. If that's true, she knew. The question is, what did she choose to do with that knowledge? Some believe she tried to handle the matter privately. A court official stated, "She was always 10 steps ahead. If something as significant as this came up, she would have taken steps to neutralize it quietly." Did her sudden gesture of peace drive the negotiations with Harry in her final years as goodwill? The last meeting between the Queen and Harry in 2022 is now being re-examined. At the time, it was described as warm and sincere, but could it have been a silent confession, a goodbye carrying more meaning than anyone realized? The Queen may have taken many secrets to the grave, and this could be one of them. Even if the Queen knew and said nothing, the question now haunting the monarchy is, if Diana is not Harry's mother, what does that mean for the royal bloodline? Because the crown is not just about ceremony, but also about legacy. This secret could shake its very foundation, with profound implications for the core of royal lineage. If Diana is not Harry's biological mother, the consequences go far beyond their personal pain. It strikes at the very core of what defines royal lineage. Inheritance, every royal title, every position in the line of succession. Everything depends on one thing: proven ancestry. Prince Harry is currently 5th in line to the British throne, with his children Archie and Lilibet closely following behind. But if it were proven, or even widely believed, that Harry's maternal link to Diana is false, would that affect their status? Could it strip them of their royal privileges? Legal experts say this could be a serious possibility. Constitutional scholars argue, the monarchy is built on an unbroken line of descent. If that descent is altered or questioned, its legitimacy is too. It would open the door to challenges against Harry's past roles, military titles, dukedom, even his royal title. Some now believe this could be why Charles quietly began stripping titles years ago, not out of anger but to control the fallout from this theory. There is also another perspective on why Archie and Lilibet didn't receive the HRH title when they were born. At the time, it seemed like a punishment, but what if it was a precaution, a way to avoid future legal battles? In a monarchy built on blood, every drop of blood matters. If the monarchy is willing to reshape its rules to conceal this truth, what does that say about the relationship between father and son? Because for Harry, this has never been just about status. It's been about love, trust, and a father who may have chosen silence over connection. As the world absorbs the weight of this revelation, one truth becomes undeniable. Nothing in Prince Harry's story has ever been simple. Not his childhood, not his rebellion, and certainly not the question now hanging in every royal hallway. Who is Harry's biological mother? The final letter, believed to have been written by King Charles at the twilight of Queen Elizabeth's reign, is brief, but insiders say it was never meant for the public. It was a private farewell from a father to the son he could never fully reach. I raised you in the shadows of my own, but not in my truth. I hope one day you can forgive me. Just that one sentence sparked a storm. Behind the palace doors, legal teams are reportedly working tirelessly to locate and protect any remaining documents from that era. Meghan and Harry are reportedly weighing their next steps. The truth, they say, is now more important than tradition. But what about William? Sources say he remains silent. His public face hasn't changed, but behind the scenes, this revelation could shatter any remaining semblance of a relationship with his brother. If William knew and stayed silent, then it's not about loyalty or betrayal. The monarchy has survived wars, divorces, and abdications, but this is a potential redefinition of the royal bloodline. In the end, titles no longer hold meaning when trust is lost. As Harry stands on the brink of truth and legacy, one question remains. Will he stay silent to protect the crown, or will he finally speak out to reclaim his story? One thing is certain, the truth has been exposed, and the crown will never be the same again. In a truly emotional moment, Harry couldn't hold back his tears as the truth was finally revealed. Could this be a turning point in his life and his relationship with the royal family? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below and hit that like button if you found the story shocking. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on more royal secrets. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.